expected, as a frog can, but the thing dies in the process, and the innards are discouraging to any but the purely scientific mind. E.B. White. I promise, by the end of this book, to reveal the secret of comedy. Really, I promise. I'm not going to pretend this is the first book to promise that, but this time I'm going to do it, because comedy is really important. Comedy is sometimes looked down upon because it's foolish and messy, nonsensical and unexpected, unruly and disrespectful. But that's like nobody taking music seriously because it's so soundy. Comedy's wayward, disobedient, surprising, silly features aren't a problem, they're part of its definition. Comedy uses expectation and surprise to push us off balance, and then while we're a bit wobbly, it keeps us happy playing quick, absorbing games of guess what's next. Because it relies on surprise, comedy breaks the rules of expectation, so it sometimes seems to be willfully badly behaved. In comedy, you're meant to think you know what's coming, but never be sure whether you'll be satisfyingly right or outrageously wrong. And that means that comedy's well-judged leaps into the absurd sometimes appear very, very silly indeed. But the purpose of comedy is completely serious. Humans spend an awful lot of time making each other laugh. It's a big drain of brain power and time. So joking must be vital to our survival, or we would have stopped doing it, and we do all do it. Think about the things that have made you laugh the most. Something your mate did, or your mum did, or a comedian did on a show that you like. Maybe it's something clever someone said. Perhaps it's some perfect choice of words that always cracks you up, a precise skewering of human existence, a barbed piece of satire, or a joyful little burble of nonsense. Maybe it's just something that somebody wore on their head, or fell into. It all seems fairly silly, and it made you laugh. Surely stuff like that can't be serious. Comedy is an art form whose peaks of expression for me personally would include a 1950s greaser in a transport cafe singing Mr. Boombastic on a Kirby wire, a drag Viking miming extremely tight raspberries, and an American newsreader playing jazz flute to strangers under the door of a toilet stall. It's the art form in which the magic words "For you, Lord Delfont," can act as a bonding signal to old friends, and where the happiest moment of your childhood might be you and a sibling crying with laughter as you pass each other a spoof advert featuring a smiling man furiously pedalling a bicycle wheel that goes up his arse. Its craft is contained in the book title Doctor Who and the Shreddies of Nabisco, the name of the American football star Quiznatod Bidness, and the little village of Wabsnasm. It's a man in a bowler hat eating wax fruit, a huge Gaulish warrior eating most of a cake, and a schoolgirl eating a colossal wagon wheel so marshmallow goes all over her face. It's a cat chasing a mouse that is suddenly two more enormous mice who turn out to be circus elephants in disguise. It's a man who starts to tell you a story, but can't because he farts continuously for 3 minutes straight. It's hiding a cow creamer from a fascist lingerie entrepreneur in ridiculous shorts. These are, off the top of my head, references to some of the times I've laughed most in my life at comedy. I could have gone on forever. If you're playing Spot the Reference, I will, at the end of the book, do a list of them in an appendix. All of those things I've just listed seem pretty stupid. But comedy's job is to keep us alive. Jokes and comic ideas train us to stay alert, to be sharp and clever. Social laughter helps us feel stable and secure. Funny stuff keeps our various tribes bonded together for safety and strength. Comedy declares who we are and who we are not. It defines us and defends our values and standards. It's about pretty much everything that makes humans human and everything that got us here alive. Gathering together in groups and giggling to ourselves is as much a part of our humanity as flying and emitting pellets is part of an owl's essential owliness. Comedy is who we are. And thanks to an explosion of new outlets from streaming to social media to podcasts, there is more comedy around us than ever before.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.